On this week's show, Peloton's Turkey Burn is back and public Black Friday deals are here.
Plus, pace target classes are now available in the app, new Night Peloton classes, and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and John Pruitt.
Welcome to episode 202 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I'm Amanda Siegel, and I am joined by my co-host, John Pruitt. Hey, John.
Hey now. How you doing, Amanda?
I am good. I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's a cold, rainy day in Michigan, but we're staying strong. We still have not turned on the heat here. So there's been no heat, no air conditioning turned on for like almost a month. So
look at you guys. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, a few more days, I think we're going to break down. It's getting cold and it's like 60 degrees in our house.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is pretty
chilly.
I think that is pretty chilly. All right. So
just go down to the basement, work out, and work up
I
the
won't
sweat.
rub in that I'm down in Florida this weekend, and it's 84 and gorgeous.
The AC's on full time down there.
Yeah, no, I came down for a week with my parents, and it's just gorgeous weather. I mean, I got lucky. The last couple of times they've come, it's been raining and miserable, and it's kind of nice to have them here with some gorgeous weather for a change. So it's all good. Well, it's just you and me today, as Mr. Lewis is all over the place. I think he's in New York this weekend. I can't keep track of him.
Catching a show.
He's catching some shows.
What did he say? He was saying The Outsiders on Broadway?
Yeah. I heard it's very good. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm curious to hear what he thought of it. But he is flitting around, so it's just you and me, babe. We got it all to ourselves.
we got it covered. We got it covered.
We got it covered.
We'll be on our best
All right.
behavior.
We will be. Well, folks, before we get started with the news, we always like to remind you how you can keep up to date with all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button at the bottom right-hand side of the video and hit the notify button so that you never miss an episode.
Yes, and you can find us on all traditional podcast platforms. If you want to listen to us on the go, just search Pelo Buddy TV and find us there.
And finally, we are on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X. Just search for Pelo Buddy and follow us on those platforms for all of the latest news. And now let's get on with the show.
Right.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
All right. Well, kicking it off, we have the much anticipated 2024 Turkey Burn classes, which were revealed this past week in anticipation of the American Thanksgiving holiday. This year, which marks the 11th anniversary of the Turkey Burn tradition, will have a mix of classes, some that we're familiar with and some new formats. The highlights include the popular Turkey Burn ride with Robin Arzon and the run with Alex Toussaint, and a new multi-instructor class titled The Feast, involving 6 Peloton instructors. The Thanksgiving schedule will also include 10 classes across various modalities. So this is what you get to look forward to, folks. There will be a 10-minute gratitude gathering meditation with Chelsea Jackson Roberts on Wednesday, the 27th, so the day before Thanksgiving. It drops at 8 a.m. On Thanksgiving morning, you can gather the family for a 30-minute fit family workout with Adrian Williams and Jess Sims. Kirsten Ferguson has a 30-minute turkey trot, an outdoor run, while Jess King is dropping a 10-minute post-meal walk, which will be on demand. Also on demand, there will be a 20-minute turkey burn row with Alex Kowalski. But the main attractions on Thanksgiving Day will be the 45-minute feast with multi-instructors at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, a 30-minute turkey burn run with Alex at 9 a.m., and then it will culminate with Robin's 45-minute turkey burn ride, and that will be at 10 a.m. on Thursday morning. But it doesn't stop there. Friday, you can enjoy a 30-minute yoga flow with Kira Michelle. That's going to be at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And a 30-minute jingle jog, which will be a live outdoor run with Adrian Williams, and that'll drop at 10 a.m. There will be a special turkey burn badge to collect by completing any of these classes. If you're interested in being live in studio for any of the classes that are not on demand, bookings for those spots open on they opened.
If they've already
October
opened.
27th.
They
Yes.
just opened this past Friday.
They just opened this past Friday.
Yeah.
So hopefully anybody that was able to be in the studio and lives in New York and is or visiting New York for Thanksgiving had an opportunity to sign up for those classes. So yeah, tons of new stuff and tons of fun stuff, I think. They really expanded their repertoire
mixing it up.
of what they're doing, which is really fun.
I do kind of miss, though. I mean, I like that Alex now does a run, but I really miss him doing his own ride because him and Robin both had separate turkey burn rides.
Yeah,
that
you
could
mentioned
choose
that
from or
last
do
week,
both.
and so
Yeah.
you could do both. But
Because I really
guess-
was more partial to doing his ride for the
were
turkey
you?
burn.
Yeah,
On Thanksgiving.
and he had the earlier one. Usually, he did 9 o'clock
Yep.
ride, and then Robin did the 10 o'clock or 11
Yeah.
o'clock, I think it was back then. So that is your Thanksgiving lineup, folks.
Nice. Well, official Black Friday sales are now here and live. Last week, we had gone over all of the early access Black Friday deals, which I'm not going to go over completely again this week, but they're the same now as they were in the early access. If you were given a link or provided a link to access those sales. So basically, it's up to $700 off of bikes, up to $800 off treads. Peloton is marking their discounts, though, a little differently because the dollar off figure is off packages, which can be a little misleading if you just glance at the discount. For example, it's $705 off a Bike Plus package, but that puts the price of the package $500 lower than just buying the Bike Plus by itself. And then just as a reminder, if you had purchased hardware in the past 30 days, or especially in the past 2 weeks, Peloton is offering a price match guarantee. So you'll want to reach out to customer support to get your price adjusted, but that's only if you purchased it through Peloton. So third-party vendors like Dick's and Amazon don't apply there. And the Peloton guide is available now for $45 through the sale. And there are cash discounts on every device, with the exception of the Row, which we had mentioned last week. They're offering 2 free months of membership when you purchase the Row with this Black Friday deal.
Yeah, some really good deals. I feel bad. I had a friend that bought her tread a month or two ago, and I wanted to say just wait until Black Friday because I know that there's going to be some good deals.
Can wait.
No, and I did say something to her, and she said, "Oh well, I really wanted it," and she's loving it. So I guess that's great. I guess that's
a lot of
great.
people. I'm seeing a lot of people post they're seeing Bike Pluses in Costco's.
Oh, they're starting to see them now.
Yeah, just
Nice.
kind of set up in a little corner. Nothing,
Nice.
nothing fancy. But they didn't have it at our local Costco in Michigan yet. But
Oh, okay. I
a lot
haven't
of folks
checked.
are seeing
I
them
haven't
at
checked
theirs.
in Maryland. Haven't checked.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check. Yeah. All right. Well, Peloton has expanded its pace target classes. So those were previously just exclusive to the Tread and Tread Plus hardware, making them accessible through, and now they're making them accessible through the digital app as well. The feature introduced initially back in June allows runners to maintain a specific pace range during classes by setting personalized speed targets, improving workout efficiency, and goal attainment. Classes featuring pace targets are now indicated with a small icon on the app, helping users quickly identify these options. This update coincides with the launch of the new 10K training program that we spoke about last week. And it emphasizes pace target classes designed to guide runners toward efficient training. All older classes with pace targets, as well as new ones, are now available on the app, and Peloton has hinted at a future filter to simplify finding those pace target classes. It was kind of funny. I saw Matt Wilpers was, I guess, in the gym on Wednesday, and he was running to his own pace target class. And he said he just loves those so much. So it was kind of funny to see him in his own class.
Was that the post that he shared where there was a bunch of people all rowing together
Yes,
too, like
yes,
down the line?
yes.
It was interesting. I noticed they had a few non-Peloton rowers that
I did
some
notice that
employees were
too.
rowing on. They weren't, I don't think they were Concept 2. There was some other random brand with a tiny little screen, but I was surprised to see non-Peloton
I did notice
row
those too.
equipment.
We both have eager
Interesting.
eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Curious.
Yeah.
Well, Peloton has released a new collection that is dedicated to evening mindfulness. It's called Good Night Peloton, and the collection currently contains 5 quote-unquote wind-down classes, and it's now available in the on-demand library. It's been out for almost a week, or about a week now, actually, since this episode drops. The official collection description reads, "Long days meet restful nights with our new evening of mindfulness classes designed to help you wind down. Pair with your favorite sleep meditations for the ultimate good night rest." The collection currently includes 5 classes with 5 different instructors, of which only 2 have previously taught meditation content. So the coaches teaching these ones include Adrian Williams, John Hosking, Alex Toussaint, Cody Rigsby, and Dennis Morton. So what we have from them is a 5-minute wind down calm after the storm with Adrian, a 5-minute wind down nightcap with John Hosking, a 5-minute wind down XOXO Cody with Cody, a 5-minute wind down grounded in greatness with Alex, and a 5-minute wind down restful reset with Dennis. And one thing to note, as I said previously, they're to be paired with sleep meditations typically, but they are not considered sleep meditations. They're intended to be taken in the evening, kind of after a full day.
Can I take them all day?
Have you done them all?
What do you think?
What did you think? I was reading a little review of what
I have
people
a very
thought,
strong opinion.
and a lot of them were like Alex. Alex was like playing. I forget what musical artist he was playing, but it wasn't really like a winding down type
Alex
song.
was far from winding down. I was very wound up in Alex's.
Was he playing Nas or something?
Probably something like that. Yeah, his tunes were hectic in there. Of course I'm biased. I don't know if it's the accent, but John's was just, oh my God. I think
I heard some positive reviews about that one.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Dennis, I've done some of his stuff before, so his was actually really cool.
He's got
Adrian's
a good calming voice.
Does have a good calming voice.
What about Cody?
Cody's was Cody.
Yeah.
I never really
it's
could
5
do.
minutes. It's so quick.
It's so quick. But I do enjoy them. I have to say, I've been doing them, and John's. I love his coming out of At the Club, and he's got this sultry voice, and he's talking about
He's setting the scene.
We're leaving at the club, and we're going to go wind down with a nightcap, and I'm, you're drooling as you're listening to this British accent. But remember, you heard it here first, folks, because we told you when we saw that. It's got to have been a month already that we had shared that John.
That little snapshot
we saw a snapshot of something to come, so we knew it was coming. So you can say you heard it here first. Yeah. All right. Well, this week at Peloton's events for this past week, November the 11th through the 17th, included Jeffrey McKeechan's 30-minute walk plus run, like nobody's watching series. And I gotta say, unfortunately I was unable to do the one on Tuesday, but I've done some of the previous ones and they're fantastic. They're just such fun. Jeffrey, shaking his booty classes. They are at noon on Tuesdays. They are in German. But just, again, it's music first. I mean, these are just music first classes. So you kind of can follow the cues and what he's saying. Hopefully one day we'll get those with subtitles. They'll be able to perfect that subtitle, at the bottom there, and we'll get those with subtitles.
Would be
Then
nice.
we had Christian van der Velde's 60-minute pro cycling race, the simulation ride. That was
Simulation, yeah.
Simulation ride. Did I say simulation ride? That was this past Friday, November the 15th at 6:30 a.m. While the 45-minute Real Roots ride was today, Sunday, November the 17th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. There was rising country classes celebrating the CMA Awards nominees. They featured artists from the Country Music Awards with various workouts like rides, bar, lane break, and options were available throughout the week. And lastly, Peloton highlighted Bex Gentry's Great World Race, where Bex will run 7 marathons on 7 continents in 7 days, which started on Thursday, November the 14th.
Early,
yeah, in Antarctica. So yes, the date was pushed up by a day due to the weather. They were anticipating some very frigid temperatures in Antarctica, so they wanted to get them there a little earlier. And it will now end here down in Miami next Wednesday, the 21st. So I'm really hoping that I can get to the finish line to go and see. I'll be here. So I'm hoping
nice.
that I'll get to be able to go down and take a look. There were also some special classes that celebrated each marathon location. I know you're going to talk a little bit about Bex, at the end of the Instructor in the News, but that was what This Week at Peloton was sharing with us.
Cool. Well, Peloton's released week 9, which is the final one of their Discover Yoga collection. And this is a floor poses program led by Chelsea Jackson Roberts. It's described as, in week 9, we'll stay low to the ground, practice floor poses with Chelsea. And one important thing we always mention when we cover each week, that the program is actually found in the collections area of the Peloton app or on your hardware. That's where you go to find it. So there's no badges and you don't have to officially opt into it to do it. Just FYI. So what we got day 1, 20-minute foundations floor poses, a day 2, 20-minute floor poses focusing on hips. Then day 3, a 10-minute floor poses for hamstrings. Day 4 has a 15-minute floor poses mobility. And then rounding it out, day 5, a 30-minute floor poses relaxation.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I out of the whole series, that particular grouping was my favorite. So I missed kind of some of the more advanced poses. I think it was week 7 and 8 that were a little bit more advanced, but this last one was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic for the yogis out there. And what's nice about it is you don't have to do every week if you choose not to. It's not one of those programs where you have to kind of complete
to get
and
into
all
the
that.
next one.
Yeah.
Nice.
So really, really amazing. For Veterans Day 2024, which was this past Monday, November the 11th, Peloton honored veterans with 2 special classes. Initially, they had announced 3, but later adjusted that. So they ended up dropping a 30-minute Veterans Day ride with Marceau. You know what? I must have messed that up. I think it was with Christine de Urcle. I think that she had the 30-minute Veterans Day ride. And then there was a 30-minute Veterans Day run with Marcel Dinkins, which was live at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Initially, there was a 20-minute Veterans Day ride, which was in Spanish, and that was with Camila. But it was listed, and then it was later removed. So it just left Christine's and Marcel's classes. These classes were added to Peloton's Veteran Day collection. where members can also find previous classes that had been, that had dropped in the previous years. Participants will receive the Veterans Day badge upon completing these classes, though it does still remain to be a single badge across all the years rather than an annual update. So if you've kind of gotten that Veterans Day badge before, it's the same one that you'll get this time around. But some really cool classes in honor of the veterans.
Alex did a ride and Marcel Dinkins did a run that was with studios filled with mostly or all veterans.
And if I'm not mistaken, Jen's class on Sunday also, her Epic Sing-Along, had a bunch of veterans in there because she shouted them out. I think there was a back row of veterans.
And she had a group of instructors. She had
yes,
Marcel,
I'm sure we'll talk about it. I'm sure that will be in the...
and Jess Sims and your friend
Mariana. And Mariana. Yep. Yeah. So that was that was cool.
Well, we got a new artist series this past Thursday. It was the music group TLC. The majority of classes, we got 8 different ones, but the majority of them all happened on Thursday the 14th. Most of them live as well, but we got a 20-minute TLC glutes and leg strength from Asal, which was in German. That was a premiere class. A 20-minute TLC yoga flow with Nico, which was also in German. A 20-minute TLC walk with Jeffrey in German that dropped as a premiere. And then we got a live 20-minute TLC Pilates with the DT, a 30-minute TLC run with Kirsten, a 30-minute TLC ride with Robin Arzon, a 30-minute row with Ash. And then on Friday, there was one lone TLC class. It was a live 30-minute TLC ride from Mila Lazar, which I believe was in German.
Nice.
I say Mila's a German instructor, right?
Yeah, exactly.
On Friday the 15th.
Nice. All right. Well, they also launched their first Spanish language cycling series, LATAM Tour, led by instructor Camila Ramon. So this is a bike series that they released. The series invites riders to explore the music and cultural traditions of Latin America, with themed 30-minute rides for each featured country. So the schedule includes the following. So this past Monday, I believe it was, they had the Mexico ride on November the 7th. On November the 14th, there was the Colombia ride. On November the 21st, there'll be the Argentina ride. December the 5th, they will have the Puerto Rico ride. Each ride showcases music unique to that specific country. So such as mariachi, cumbia, tango, and reggaeton. So each one has their own kind of music influence, creating a celebration of Latin identity. The series follows Camila's recent Dale Duro Strength program, reinforcing Peloton's commitment to its Spanish-speaking community. So a really cool series that they kind of put together there. They are available on demand. So if you miss those, you can just pick them up, on demand in the library.
Nice. Well, if you want another place to purchase Peloton apparel, you can now see it at Nordstrom's Marketplace. So Peloton is bringing their collection to a wider audience, partnering with Nordstrom's to offer its private label women's and menswear at the retailer's Marketplace online concept later this month. So in a article on what's new fashion write-up, Jen Cotter was quoted as saying, who also oversees the apparel collection, the apparel offering at Peloton. She revealed that Peloton is testing the idea of offering its line to other retailers where its customers shop, and in many cases, that's Nordstrom's. She said, "We're about to launch on Nordstrom Marketplace. We don't care where you buy Peloton apparel, but we know our members shop there. So this is a test. Then we're going to consider other partners to put Peloton apparel out there to raise recognition. If you're not a Peloton member, most people don't know we have Peloton apparel."
We know.
Yeah.
Every week we get a new drop.
I mean, I remember the days when it was like, you had to
Feast or
set your
famine.
alarm. It was
Feast
a
or
friend.
famine,
If
right?
you were a female member, I mean, it was It was nuts.
And now there's so much of it, they tend to give it away at the end.
Now
But
it's
yeah,
like,
that's actually really cool. I was really pleased when I got to see that. I think that Nordstrom is a good collaboration for them to have, because I do think that a lot of members do shop at Nordstrom.
I wonder if we'll see it at a TJ Maxx or Kohl's.
Or a Nordstrom Rack.
Yeah, Nordstrom Rack.
We could see Nordstrom Rack, which could be nice.
That sounds logical.
Yeah, that could be nice. All right. So we had mentioned to you last week that Peloton were doing this November Peloton Member Month. As part of this November Peloton Member Month, Peloton surprised Australian members, who we don't often hear about getting anything special. So Australian members got a free apparel giveaway, offering up to 3 items for each participant who registered. They announced this via Peloton's Australia Facebook page, and the gesture basically thanked members for their dedication. Registrants could select gender and size preferences, though exact matches weren't guaranteed due to the high demand and stock limitations. But the response was so overwhelming that it actually led Peloton to close the registration early, because I guess so many people,
entries,
were like, this is fantastic. So yes, I think some people were probably ending up being disappointed. The initiative did align with Peloton's past global engagement efforts that they've had, like prior Peloton Apparel giveaways for members with significant workout achievements. And it hints that more surprises may be planned throughout Member Month. So definitely stay tuned as the month of November continues, that something else may be coming.
Well, we have lots of items that are on sale. There's a flash sale going on the Peloton Apparel site in the Days of Gratitude collection. So they're marked down. Some things are marked down up to 50% off on them, including the seamless muscle tanks, the gingerbread crew set that I saw, a reversible fleece vest and tote set, as well as a fleece crew neck and snap front jacket, and several other pieces on there if you're looking to get a deal.
There was some cool stuff. That they had on there, actually.
Did you get any of the, you're not like a big crazy Disney adult person, are you? Okay. With the Cody.
But that was Disney and Lulu, right?
Disney,
if I'm not
Lulu,
mistaken.
yeah. It
just happened to have been the Peloton instructors that rep for Lululemon. But there was it was nothing to do with Peloton.
But I don't believe those pieces are on the Peloton Apparel site.
Got it. That's what I thought.
I went looking there thinking,
I did too. Yeah,
but they weren't.
I did too, and I didn't.
But I kept seeing people were like, "Oh, I scooped up in this and this." And
okay, so no, I am not. You will not.
Didn't do anything for me, but
didn't do anything.
To each his own.
This was kind of sneaky. It kind of happened. So those folks that are out there still referring, there is a referral update for members that do in fact have folks that they would like to refer to purchase hardware. In the past, only the paying member for hardware owners were able to refer and receive the referral benefit. But presumably for a limited time this holiday season, a secondary account member can once again make referrals. So for those of you that may have maxed out on your 6 referrals for the year, someone in your household can now offer referrals just for a little bit. Peloton had done this previously back in 2022 for the holiday season. So we assume that this too will just be through the end of the year. But kind of sneaky. It wasn't really announced anywhere, but we did, of course, Chris found that was something that they were offering and doing. So definitely if you've used up your 6 and you do have more people that would like to purchase some of the hardware, then definitely, let them know about that.
Referrals are hard to come by for me. It's not like everybody I know has Peloton equipment now.
I mean, even my this young girl that bought the tread that I said, bought it before the Black Friday sale. She just got the tread. She didn't get a package. So you don't get it without, if you're just getting the basic hardware, you don't, so she couldn't even use my referral.
Oh yeah, because it just gives her a discount on the package.
Correct. So yeah. All right.
Cool. Well, a little small update on the factory, the big Peloton compound that they were going to build in Ohio a few years ago that never came to pass. The final part of that land, which was called Output Park, was finally sold. So earlier this spring, Peloton sold its partially constructed manufacturing facility known as Peloton Output Park in Ohio, marking a significant milestone in the company's ongoing efforts for financial right footing. So recently, in some recently disclosed financial filings, they revealed that in September of this past year, Peloton sold the remaining parcel of land from the Output Park complex for $4.2 million. So the original Output Park project represented Peloton's ambitious plans back in, I guess, 2020, 2021 to manufacture its own products within the United States. And they had, it actually looked like a beautiful facility where you could go visit and kind of like see the manufacturing process, kind of like on the assembly line. There was like a whole, it was very member centric. They had a whole area with that focus. So it was intended to bolster the company's control over production timelines and supply chains, which back in the pandemic were crazy when everyone was at home buying up gym equipment and not going to the gyms. But, you know, we all know the financial situation quickly changed. The demand slowed down. People started going back to the gym, and the company ultimately decided to abandon its own manufacturing ambitions and announced its intentions to sell that whole park back in 2022. So, they announced they had found a buyer earlier this year. The initial sale this spring included the partially completed building and a portion of land. And overall, that generated about $31.9 million in proceeds.
Crazy. Well,
I even remember some of the members from that area. They were invited down, and there was a whole groundbreaking ceremony.
Yeah.
And they got special shovels with the Peloton logo on it. I think John Foley and JV Nava were there. And some other, OG members.
Cool. Definitely a trip down nostalgia lane, but that would have definitely been cool. But we'll take what we can get.
Well.
All right. Well, for all us crazies that love our blue dot, there was an issue reported this past week with the blue dot calendar streaks, activity counts, and class completion check marks on the platform. And everybody was freaking out. Calm down, people. It's just a blue dot. But members had noticed that after completing classes, they were not receiving that blue dot for their streaks or check marks to show classes were completed. This also impacted workout counts, meaning some classes that were taken did not show up as a class that was taken. And you know what? I joke and I say, calm down, people. I was scheduled to do my a huge meditation. I think it was 2,550. And I had planned it. I even had to delete a previous 5-minute meditation to make it work for a live one. And I didn't get a shout out. And I was like, what happened? And then I went back and looked, and it was it didn't. The one from the night before didn't show, and she didn't see my
messed you up.
Yeah, messed me up.
Who was that with, Mariana?
With Chelsea? No, it was with Chelsea. It was Chelsea Jackson.
Yeah, I know, because you gotta get that in the pre-show, because they don't do that during the
correct.
The class.
And Chelsea's amazing with her shout out. So I was bummed, but anyway. But some members actually even saw check marks on every class. So that was
weird.
So there definitely was a real mess up.
Real glitch.
Rather whether they had taken them or not. Additionally, the leaderboard functionality experienced disruptions, showing a spinning wheel instead of active participants. Peloton did acknowledge the issue, and they had posted an official bug report on the status page that day, but it now seems that the bug's been fixed and all is right in the blue dot world again.
Everybody can relax now. All right. Well, Alex Toussaint has another shoe collaboration on the way. So when this episode comes out, the shoe will already have gone on sale and been live, and hopefully, if you missed out on the sale, hopefully it didn't completely sell out. But it dropped on Friday, November 15th. He had teased the new shoes via Instagram a few weeks ago, but he's been posting regularly on his profile and in stories, sending out shoes, and he's reshared some folks that have already received them that he's probably sent to him directly. But he was, showed him carting boxes of them. And just a week ago or so, he was running in them in the class that he taught on his Friday run at noon. But his latest video, the post included a video of him unboxing the shoe, which is white Puma, which is white with a blue and sort of orange pink sole, and it's got his signature AT logo subtly displayed on the sides. It's called the Puma X Alex Toussaint Deviate Nitro 3, and it's available for men and women for a price of $170 US, and you can view it on the Peloton the Puma website. It's available for purchase now, but it just came out on this past Friday. And then as part of the shoe launch, Alex is going to appear at a meet and greet event along with a community run walk at the Puma flagship store in New York City on today, Sunday, November 17th. The event started at 8 a.m. with a check-in and shopping, followed by a welcome session and the walk and run, which was at 9 a.m. And then afterwards, attendees enjoyed some refreshments. There was a meet and greet with Alex, recovery sessions with Hyper Ice, and then it wrapped up at noon. But it was a free event. You could just register via Eventbrite if you wanted to attend. And then this is Alex's second actual shoe release. So his first one with Puma was back in 2023. He launched a clothing line first, but then as part of that release, he also put out his signature Puma AT cycling shoes, the ATX Power Spin cycling shoes, as they're called, which are like a silver sort of design, a silver finish cycling shoe.
Well, you were so excited about sharing Alex's news that we didn't kind of incorporate it into Instructor in the News. But
yes, we never actually said now let's go into Instructor.
But it is exciting.
Yeah.
I will say I actually am bummed because I wasn't sure if I was going to be down in Miami or not this weekend. So I did sign up for it because I was thinking if I wasn't going to go down to Miami, I was going to go up to New York to go and be a part of that.
Go to the event.
Because I think that's so cool, and he's so excited about it. But yeah, very, very impressive.
Well, apparently a pair of shoes are on the way to me. So
look at you, Mr. Pruitt.
He messaged me a couple weeks ago and said,
"Hey,
I want to get you a pair of shoes. Can you send me your address and your shoe size?" So
that's nice.
Hopefully one of those boxes is for me that he appeared to be, sending out to some lucky members.
All
so
right.
We'll see.
Well, you'll have to keep us posted. I didn't get offered any shoes. I wonder if Chris did. That's okay.
Be a nice, nice change up from my.
I still love you, Alex.
It'd be a nice change up from my my Hokas.
Right.
That I always
look
wear
amazing,
on the tread.
though. I have to actually tell you, they really look cool. They're actually really cool looking shoes.
I like the white. It's nice.
Yeah. All right, folks. So that was, in fact, Instructor in the News. The next up was folks getting to know a little bit about our new CEO, Mr. Peter Stern. So Jess Sims had some fun with her new boss, and it was all recorded and shared on Instagram, which was just really funny. So he walked in, Jess was sitting behind a computer, and she was like,
yes, it was like an interview.
Like an interview.
Style.
She was going to interview him.
Like he was interviewing for the job.
And he was like, Jess, I thought this was like an informational, meeting.
Yeah.
Which is very cute. I just love the fact that he's just so fun and that he's connecting with the instructors. The word on the street is that they really, really like him. I love that he, dropped down and did 5 push-ups right there with Jess, on the ground. So it was just it's just really nice. And I think that, I think we're in for a treat. I think we're in for a treat with him. And I see that, that really moving along nicely. Well, Jess has been very busy because she also popped into the Peloton retail store in Alpharetta, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta. That was where they had Peloton on tour last year, when they had the Atlanta stop. But this past Wednesday, November the 13th, she was there to share her tips on how to stay healthy during the holidays. So the event was intended for members to recharge and practice self-care ahead of the busy and stressful holiday season. Jess chatted casually with members, one of whom was our very own Mr. Pelo Buddy himself, Chris Lewis, who had popped along and got to hang out with Jess. Members were also able to grab a pic with Jess. They just said it was a really fun event. Chris had, posted a picture of him and Jess, which was kind of cute, but a really fun event. So as you're about to share, there seems to be a couple of these happening.
Yeah, while we're on that topic, Peloton is hosting another meet and greet at one of their showrooms. And Jen Sherman and Rebecca Kennedy will be featured for the grand opening event at the Peloton Nashville retail store showroom, which is right around the corner. It's happening on November 20th next week. And Wednesday, November 20th from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Time. And attendees will have a photo opportunity with Jen and Rebecca. The company will also be promoting their Black Friday sales and deals, which, are already underway. It's free to attend the event, but you got to reserve your spot. And all currently, when I checked today, all RSVPs are closed. But, you could select little 30-minute interval increment time. So it wasn't
they did
just
it differently.
Yeah, so you select a time interval like 6 to 6:30, and that's when you would show up, or 7 to 7:30. So I guess, they can manage the traffic a little better that way. But yeah, the new Peloton Nashville store is located in the mall at Green Hills in Nashville.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
Tunde also has a meet and greet. Hers is not Peloton related. She's going to appear at 2 upcoming events with Capital One later this month. So she's done this in the past, but she's got 2 coming up. One is in Glendale, California, and the other is in Houston, Texas. Each event is called Your Purpose is Your Power and is hosted at these Capital One cafes that they're launching all over the country. The first event is scheduled for November the 17th at the Glendale Cafe in Glendale, California. Those wanting to attend did need to register, but the events are free to attend. So you don't need to pay, but you have to register in order to go. There will be light refreshments served, and attendees will enjoy a conversation with Tunde, as well as receiving a signed copy of her book, Speak. Doors opened at 11 a.m. and space was limited. So they did say that, early registration for these type of things is definitely encouraged. The second event is coming up. That one is scheduled for November the 24th at the Houston Galleria Cafe. This event follows the same format as the Glendale one. Starts at 11 a.m. They're actually serving a light brunch. Folks will be able to get a copy of the book, and of course have an opportunity to chat and have pictures with Tunde. So kind of fun things.
Well, Peloton Studios London is hosting another monthly outdoor run club event. It's happening in a few days on November 20th. And this month's group run will be led by Peloton instructors John Hosking and Eric Yeager. And the event, the 2 besties lately, they're thick as thieves, those 2. The event will take place, like I said, Wednesday, November 20th, 6 p.m. London time. Free to attend, but you have to RSVP. And according currently to the event registration website, it's now, you can only get added to the wait list. So it appears to be full. And although this run is mostly in well-lit areas, they do encourage, folks that come out to bring their own headlamps and wear
Oh,
bright
interesting.
clothing. Yeah, because
Yeah,
we're a lot darker now.
absolutely.
So
Yeah,
I'm
6
sure in
p.m.
London it's already dark at
pitch
4:30.
black. Yeah, pitch
But
black.
runners, walkers of all levels are welcome if you do attend.
Nice. And then Peloton Studios teased that something fun with Cody is happening, and had a question box for folks to ask questions regarding fitness, friendship, and self-love that you would want Cody to answer. So I guess we will just have to wait and see what's coming. But probably something in the same format
maybe a new
to
LOL,
XOXO
Cody.
or LOL. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since the last LOL
Since we
Cody.
had
I'm trying
something like
to
that.
think of who he last had for that. Yeah, didn't he have Bowen Yang, I think, for one?
Yeah, he had somebody in there.
In the studio? Maybe that was
somebody
the last one.
Yeah.
Well, rounding out instructors in the news, a big good luck to Bex Gentry, who's right now in the thick of it with her 7 marathons. So she completed the first one. So it started a day early in Antarctica on Thursday, and she actually finished. She was the 3rd female runner to finish that marathon in Antarctica. And you can live stream all the marathons from the Great World Race Twitch channel. And if you follow Bex, she's been sharing stories, and the Bex Beasts are on Instagram, Facebook. That group is sharing a lot of the results, so you can easily track her progress there as well.
Very, very cool. Very
I don't know
impressive.
what's the second one.
Cape Town.
No. Cape Town, South Africa.
Yep, she goes to Cape Town, and then I believe she flies across.
So that's like a huge contrast in climate from Antarctica
right. I mean,
to
it's summer. It's summer
Africa.
in Cape Town. So, and then I think she goes off to Perth, if I'm not mistaken. I think the Melbourne or Perth. I know the next one's Australia. And I'm going to try and see if I can pull it up real quick, because it is. There are 2 minutes. Yeah. So control rooms in the house. How about that? So we do. There are 2, and on the line of Asia and Europe. So they have they have those there. And I actually did just pull it up. Let's have a look here and see where the it's so cool. I mean, it's just so Cape Town, Perth, Australia. I was right. And then they've got Istanbul, Europe, and then Asia, and then Cartagena, South America, and then they finish up on Wednesday in Miami. So
nice.
Very cool. Very, very, very cool.
And she's back teaching on Thursday, right?
And probably. I hope not. I hope that poor girl gets to get a break and doesn't run until 2026. I mean,
we teach her some walks when she comes back.
Oh my goodness. All right, folks. Well, let's go right into picks of the week. I will kick it off with my pick of the week, which was absolutely incredible. So this was a 60-minute walk plus run with Mariana Fernandez from Thursday night, the 7th. It also came to us from Teresa Robbie. Just an incredibly well planned, orchestrated, hour. Mariana does these walk and runs brilliantly, but they were coming off the marathon. It was kind of that low down after coming off the marathon, so there was just a lot of contemplation, and a week. Crazy week last week with the elections. With the election,
yeah.
Results. So she just gave everything of herself. And I have to say, tough, but I loved it. A really, really awesome class. So definitely try and catch that one. Alex Kowarski had a 30-minute Mark Ronson row, part of that Artist Series. That was also from the 7th. This one came to us from Gwen Gets To. And they said, I love how Alex starts many of his 30-minute rows in a lengthy endurance session before ramping up into challenging efforts. And this row was no exception. Of course, the music was great too. So, then we had Camila Ramon's 30-minute LATAM Tour, the Mexico ride. It was in Spanish. It was at 8:30 p.m. on the 7th. It came to us from Rebel with an O, Amajah 3, and Katie Moran. And they said, great new series from Camila. Looking forward to taking the other locations. Plus, there are subtitles. How about that?
Nice.
Yeah, good.
Well, next up, Katie Wong's 5-minute core strength from November 8th. Erica Lee 09 said core burn for days, even though it was only 5 minutes.
So hard. It was so hard.
And then Bex Gentry's 45-minute intervals run from November 9th. Patrick 707 and Kate Crook said great way to send off Bex before her 7 marathons this week. And then going over to the bike, Robin Arzon's 30-minute 90s hip hop. Oh, no, sorry, going to the tread. Robin's 30-minute 90s hip hop run from November 9th. Asveldi said fun playlist and great encouragement from Robin.
Nice. And now heading over to the bike, Olivia Amada had a 45-minute pop ride. This one was from the 10th. It came to us from Just Dance Lisa and Jennifer Carroll 22. They said fun playlist from Olivia. Ben Alder
That was a good one. I did that live, and I will note she played a song request of mine, which was Taylor Swift.
Look at
thank
you.
you, Olivia.
Look at you.
She even said, John Pruitt was going to send me to jail if I didn't play this song, so this one's for him.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. The little devil. All right. Ben Alders had a 30-minute 90s rock ride that was also from the 10th, 9 a.m. Eastern. It came to us from Just Shields, and they said great music and solid coaching as always from Jen. And then, of course, Jen Sherman's 30-minute epic sing-along ride. From the 10th, it came to us from Ashmo 828, Rachel Spins 24, and Noah Smolsky 71. Amazing playlist and coach, and fun to see all the special guest instructors in there too. Best part about it was it got me on the bike on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic ride.
Andy and Jess Sims were quite chatty on those
Weren't
bikes
they?
in the
Okay,
front
you noticed
row.
it too?
Oh yeah.
Mariana was singing her heart out, but
Yeah.
yes, the two of them, I was like, guys, no chatting. Robin's going to
know.
shout at you. You're gonna get reprimanded by Robin.
I
if
don't
you
know.
talk-
I don't
if
know
you
what they
talk
were
in the
discussing,
class.
but yeah, they were going back and forth.
Too funny.
All right, switching over to Adrian Williams' 5-minute wind down, calm after the storm meditation from November 10th. Calvin HR1 said, so great to see a meditation from Adrian. And then Nico Serrani's 30-minute yoga flow from November 10th. Armajar 3 said, solid beginner flow, great for all levels. And then Rebecca Kennedy's 30-minute upper body strength from November 10th. Be present, coach, and lift heavy, be kind. Said unilateral movements, very well balanced. The class flew by.
It was a great class. I actually did that class this week, and it was hard, but it was a great class. All right, Addie Love's 30-minute Disney ride. That was from the 11th. It came to us from Amy ASL and Olbers Liz. They said inspiring with great music. And then Kirsten Ferguson had a 30-minute hike, also from the 11th. This one came to us from EXO Kaylee Marie, and they said just a solid, great hike from Kirsten. And Matt Welpers had a 45-minute Power Zone ride. This one was on the 12th at 6:30 a.m. Eastern. It came to us from Olbers Liz, and they said attainable format, but a little sweat with some Zone 4 in the middle.
All right. Switching over to the tread, Susie Chan's 30-minute pop walk from November 12th. Carol Spins 28 said a nice reset from Susie. And then going over to the strength studio, Rad Lopez's 20-minute glutes and legs strength from November 12th. Julie MJ said great programs and playlists. And I thought it was funny. When I was downstairs working out, Jackie was actually doing this rad glutes and leg strength. And at the last minute, he said something about, I just saw an Instagram reel of really naughty leaderboard names. And he's like, I'm so on guard now because I haven't been caught yet.
Hey,
Right.
His
guard is so up now. He's like, I'm so aware when I'm reading these names now. I don't want to get embarrassed.
Oh, that's too funny.
And
You're
then
terrible, John.
Yeah, everybody's on full alert now. I think I gotta take a little break and
Right.
let them settle down and get in trouble. All right, rounding out the picks of the week, Armajar 3 gave us Kira Michelle's 20-minute yoga flow from November 12th. She said full of challenging boomerang poses.
And that sums up the picks of the week. Wow, a nice mix of classes. So thank you so much, everybody, for sharing those with us. Yeah, and that, I guess, wraps up the show for this week. Not much more to say other than, as always, thank you so much for tuning in, for taking the time to get to hear what's new in the Peloton world for this week. We always like to bring you everything wrapped up in one nice little package so that you don't have to pick all over the internet for it. You get it right here with John and me, and sometimes Chris. So thank you so much for tuning in, for listening, and we will see you soon. Bye for now, everybody.
And for me in Michigan, thank you for tuning in, listening, and watching. As always, we will see you on the leaderboard. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag, and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available so that you can listen to us while on the move. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV on any major platform and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.